A summary of everything that is stated in this video may be found on the CoinMarketCap website. I would also like to remind you to give my channel a like and subscribe to it so that you can stay up to date on future XRP news, as well as other cryptocurrency news in general. Take a look at this now, shall we? The Chief Executive Officer of Ripple has criticized the Securities and Exchange Commission for continuing to consider XRP to be a securities. As we move forward, it is important to note that a fresh cryptocurrency airdrop is now taking place on Telegram and is scheduled to launch in the very near future. I would ask that you make sure that you take part in this airdrop. Within the video's description is where you will find the link. Make sure you don't miss out on this opportunity. In the meantime, let's proceed with our video. The Chief Executive Officer of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, addressed the growing interest in exchange-traded funds ETFs that are based on the cryptocurrency XRP during the most recent Swell conference. He indicated in an interview with Thinking Crypto that he was surprised by the timing of multiple ETF applications, but that he anticipated the development of further products that were comparable to these in the not-too-distant future. As he pointed out subsequently, the introduction of an exchange-traded fund ETF for Bitcoin earlier this year was a prelude to a trend that will most surely include ETFs for Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. This trend will most certainly include Bitcoin ETFs. In the process of the development of exchange-traded funds, the role that Ripple plays, Garlinghouse elaborated on the fact that the properties of digital assets make it feasible for anybody to form an exchange-traded fund ETF without the assistance of Ripple for the purpose of responding to a question on Ripple's collaboration with Tasis, which is an exchange-traded fund. Ripple, on the other hand, is in favor of and enthusiastically promotes the development of further exchange-traded funds applications of XRP. This is due to the fact that Ripple believes that these funds are beneficial to the ecosystem. The effect of the Securities and Exchange Commission seat, Garlinghouse raised concern regarding the set of the United States Securities and Exchange Commission and its capacity to obstruct applications for exchange-traded funds that are based on XRP. The fact that the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC had filed an appeal not shortly after 2 ETF applications for XRP were submitted was something that he pointed up. In addition, he questioned whether or not this was an attempt to communicate with the market in some way. The position that was adopted by the Securities and Exchange Commission seat was criticized, and he said that despite the fact that a federal judge had already decided that XRP is not a security, the SEC continues to insist that it is. That the Securities and Exchange Commission is behaving in a manner that is not in accordance with the law is something that I feel. As you can see from the complaint, you have a rogue agency that has concluded that XRP is not a security in and of itself. I believe that this agency is responsible for this decision. This is something that seems to be occurring to you. It is despite the fact that the Securities and Exchange Commission is phoning people and saying, well, we still think XRP is a security. As he put it, this is not a behavior that can be considered ethical. The activities of the agency were referred to as being in violation of the law, and he indicated that there is a need for regulatory clarity, particularly from Congress. He used a slur to accomplish this, that the Securities and Exchange Commission would experience an improvement in the regulatory environment as a result of changes in leadership at the agency. During the course of his argument, he argued that the current methods utilized by the SEC are producing dissatisfaction among Bitcoin entrepreneurs and restricting their access to financial services. The rulings that the court has rendered regarding institutional sales and non-monetary counterparty transactions are nevertheless received with criticism from this organization. A violation of securities legislation would be committed if XRP were to be sold to large institutional investors, as stated in the dossier that was provided by the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC. Ripple had been subjected to a fine of $125 million from the beginning of the case because of this infraction, which had previously led to the lawsuit. As part of its defense, Ripple has also filed a cross-appeal in order to contest other aspects of the verdict that was previously made public. Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Alderotti, has stated that the Securities and Exchange Commission's SEC attempt to appeal will be unsuccessful and will consequently result in adverse outcomes. He underlines that the decision regarding the sale of XRP to individuals has not been altered in any way and will continue to be in effect. It is quite evident that the Securities and Exchange Commission's sale is intended to redefine the parameters of the implementation of regulations pertaining to securities. Your first coin will be acquired through Coinbase. The use of an affiliate program can be found inside this link. The responses of the industry, as well as the potential consequences of such responses, as well as the responses of the XRP community and supporters for cryptocurrencies, were prompt in their responses when they were presented with this request. Their dissatisfaction with the timing of the appeal filing was expressed. It has been brought to their attention that the Securities and Exchange Commission has exceeded the authorized time limit of 14 days in order to submit its official request. A few of people within the XRP community have even gone to social media in order to air their complaints and express their frustrations. The Securities and Exchange Commission is accused of engaging in techniques that are designed to delay action. Additionally, Ripple made a quick note of the fact that the important verdict addressing the non-qualification of XRP sales to individuals as securities was not challenged. Therefore, the company's confidence in the possibility of a positive outcome occurring is strengthened. This case has the potential to set a legal precedent, not only for Ripple, but also for the whole cryptocurrency industry in the United States. This precedent might be established in several different ways. In the event that the appeals court were to rule in favor of the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) on certain grounds, it is possible that transactions involving Bitcoin at the institutional level would be subject to more strict rules. On the other side, if Ripple were to emerge triumphant, it would enhance the position of firms functioning within the industry concerning their fight against excessive regulation. No matter what the conditions are, the approaching months will be extremely important in determining the future outlines of cryptocurrency regulation in the United States. The fact that this matter is not only a small debate is becoming more and more apparent the more time passes. In contrast, it is rapidly becoming an important event for the development of rules in the Bitcoin business in the future. It is possible that the result that is reached in this appeal will not only have the capacity to redefine the future of Ripple, but it may also have the potential to reshape the entire legal structure that applies to cryptocurrencies in the United States. Companies functioning in the sector, particularly those engaged in institutional sales, may be subjected to heightened regulatory pressure if the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) is successful in getting a favorable appraisal. This is especially true for companies that actively engage in institutional sales. On the other hand, if Ripple were to achieve yet another victory, it would strengthen the position of crypto players against regulators. This would be a positive development. Stop the attempts of the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) to classify Bitcoins as securities. During this significant legal battle, the entire industry is keeping a close eye on the anticipated events that have the ability to influence the future regulation of these assets well beyond the borders of the United States. This is because these developments have the capacity to affect that regulation. It is anticipated that the initial material concerning the subject matter of the agency's appeal would be included in Form C, which is planned to be submitted by Thursday at the latest. Following the filing of the subsequent opening brief, the Securities and Exchange Commission will present reasons that are more comprehensive in order to support its challenge to the findings that were issued by the court. Although Ripple's management has previously declared that the legal situation of XRP has been addressed and will not change as a result of the appeal, Ripple believes that the SEC may make an effort to revisit this matter. This is despite the fact that Ripple's management has already provided this statement. Even while he is persuaded that the Securities and Exchange Commission will not be successful in reversing the conclusion that XRP is not a security,